All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rachak Quadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops at Great Millstone. I'm your brother, Rabbi Knapp, coming out with a lesson. Lord's will, this is edifying to the Lord's elect.
We are following this breaking news. The U.S. has seized an oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela. Now, this comes amid a U.S. military buildup in the Caribbean. Venezuela's president alleges the goal of the buildup is to overthrow him. Let's bring in CBS News White House reporter Olivia Rinaldi. Olivia, what was the president saying about all this, about Venezuela specifically?
Yeah, Liz, it's good to be with you. A bit of breaking news at the top of this cabinet room meeting that the president was holding here at the White House, where he says the U.S. has seized an oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela. So we have a little bit of reporting from our Jennifer Jacobs that this oil tanker specifically was heading to Cuba, and this is part of the White House and this administration's effort to
This dude seized an oil tanker off the coast of Venezuela, man. An oil tanker. I don't think y'all understand what's going on in this world, man. Let me Google this. You talk about a lick? Come on, man. How much oil is in an oil tanker in US dollars? The value of oil in a tanker varies hugely with oil prices and tanker size, but a large VLCC, very large crude carrier holding 2 million barrels could carry anywhere from 100 million to over $200 million, man. So you talk about hitting a lick. Esau is he's the greatest at it. He just came up over, probably, let's see how big this tanker was, so I'm not over exaggerating. How big was the oil tanker that was seized on the coast of Venezuela? A large tanker, very large, largest one ever. Actually, and other things are, let's read it in Reuters. This is no joke, man. You think people are playing. He's not doing this. Oh, he gonna tell you it's something else. It's for a whole different reason. Grab this in the book of John, chapter 10. Verse 10, the thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. Let me look this up in chat. John 10 and 10. Let's just look it up real quick. Mashiach is contrasting himself with the false leaders of Israel, wicked scribes, Pharisees, false teachers, and ultimately Esau Edom, the spiritual thief. The thief represents anyone not entering by the door. They don't come to feed Israel, but to exploit, mislead, and destroy them. Spiritually, the thief is anything or anyone working to take Israel away from the Lord, false doctrine, false leaders, philosophies, sin, or the enemy nations. I am come that they might have life, eternal life, salvation, wisdom, understanding. Mashiach came for Israel to restore them to the Father. That life is found through his word, and that they might have it more abundantly, in full measure, overflowing. Ultimately, this is the kingdom where Israel will have rest, riches, righteousness, and immortality, Salakia. But even now, in the truth, Mashiach brings an abundant spiritual life, wisdom, comfort, protection, and guidance. John 10 and 10 is Yahushua exposing false leaders who destroy the flock while he came to give Israel eternal life and kingdom abundance. The thief steals the sheep away. Yahushua, the true shepherd, restores and saves them. Come on. But the thief also represents Esau, man. Okay? He's the ultimate thief. He's the one that's coming to steal, kill, and destroy. Okay? But the Lord's come so you can have life. Esau is he's just a thief, man. He's deaf. You go to Habakkuk 2:5. Okay, this is his nature. Habakkuk 2:5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as deaf, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Now I was watching a whole article where Maduro was saying he'll give you what you want over there. I'll just come and take it, man. He's literally saying you can have the access to the oil reserves. Esau can't do it like that. He's not upright. Let me grab this. Habakkuk 2:4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. Even though you're telling him you can have it, you can go in there and just take it. Have the key. We don't even got to fight. You win here. Nah. He can't do it like that. It's just he's not upright. Just to stop a war. No, he has to take it there. He has to seize your ship mid-route. That's the only way. You could have negotiated a price. You probably could have even given him a deal, and he just can't take it like that, man. He has to steal it. Hundreds of millions of dollars. Let me see what this. I can't read it. We've just seized a tanker on the coast of Venezuela. Large tanker, very large, largest one ever. Actually, and other things are happening, said Trump, who has been pressuring Venezuela President Nicolas Maduro to step down. Asked what would happen with the oil, Trump said, "We keep it, I guess." Of course he would. In response, the Venezuelan government in a statement accused the U.S. of blatant theft and described the seizure as an act of international piracy. Woo, that's exactly what he's doing. But what's he doing right now? Talking mad shit about the Somalians. He's telling them that they be doing shit like that. And that's the spirit that he's doing it. This is how he does it, man. He'll go and accuse these people for being pirates and stealing and robbing and doing all this shit. And that's exactly what he's doing. Like, this is literally what he's doing. But on the news, it's more people talking about Somalia. They just brought this little, look at this. This is on the news today. I was just watching this. It's a Somali student in Minnesota threatens to pop ICE agents in expletive-ridden viral rant. Look at this shit.
I actually heard you guys pull up to Old Tana, the big O. And you pulled up when I was not there? Yo, so puss ass, boy. You gonna get popped next time I see you at. Bring the
I stopped ducking me. This is on the news, man.
whole cavalry.
He said pull up with the whole cavalry. This is a college student in Minnesota sparked outrage this week after posting a profanity-laced rant threatening to pop ICE agents if they return to his neighborhood. Man, this is a little kid, man. You people are dumb as hell. In the viral TikTok video, this is viral. This is that folly set in great dignity. The student, identified as Hassan Muhammad from Minnesota State University, vowed violence against ICE officers, drawing criticism and serious concern from the public. This is what draws serious concern from the public. A little kid ranting on his cell phone. Meanwhile, he's seizing oil in a foreign country, hundreds of millions of dollars of oil, and he's saying he's doing it for whatever, but yet he's accusing these kids for piracy and shit. They ain't doing nothing, man. Bitch ass Gunther Eagleman, the FBI should visit him. You gonna get visited. Your ass is gonna. I see Gunther all the time. I watch all his posts. He's just a racist damn devil, man. And just like it says in Psalms 2, Lord's will, I can have you, Gunther. Gunther, I want you in slavery, you damn devil. Psalms chapter 2 and verse number 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Let's look this up. Let's see what chat says. So I don't want it to sound like I'm just some, whatever you may think it is. Let's see what chat says. Asking me is the Heavenly Father, and he is speaking to his son Yahushai. This is a prophecy of the authority and dominion the Father will give to Yahushai over all nations. Daniel 7:13-14, the Son of Man given dominion, glory, and a kingdom. John 17:5, Yahushua asked the Father to glorify him. Matthew 28:18, all power in heaven and earth given to Yahushua. And I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance. The nations, Goyim, heathen, are given to Yahushua as his inheritance, meaning Yahushua will rule over them, and they will be subject to him and his people Israel. This is rulership, dominion, and subjugation prophecy of kingdom rulership. Precepts, Psalms 149, 6-9, binding the kings of the heathen with chains. Isaiah 16:12, nation that does not serve Israel shall perish. Obadiah 1:21, saviors shall come up and judge the mount of Esau. Revelation 2:26-27, Yahushua gives the elect power over the nations. So being joint heirs with Yahushua, he's going to allow us to rule over you heathen in the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Yahushua will have complete dominion over the entire planet. This is not symbolic. This is literal rulership over the earth. Okay. Yahushua, when Yahushua rules, Israel rules under him, meaning Israel shares in that dominion. This is AI. This isn't me. This is what ChatGPT saying. Psalm 72:8, he shall have dominion from sea to sea. Isaiah 54:3, Israel shall inherit the Gentiles and inhabit the desolate cities. 2nd Ezra 6-9, Esau is the end, Jacob is the beginning. So Esau is in power today. And guess what? He's going to be the one who's getting chains and fetters of iron. All the kings of these different nations. And Lord's will be a part of that number. I would like Gunther. He's a devil, man. I subscribe to him. And and what does he talk about? He claims to act like he's like righteous. He's just a demon, man. This is what he spends his time talking about. FBI should visit him. You need to be visited. You damn devil. John Quigg, this is what FBI, please look into this. Muhammad has since deleted the clip, but not before it spread widely across social media. Finally said, this foolishness. Now he's scared, pressuring Muhammad to post follow-up apology videos claiming his rant was meant as a joke and calling his remarks a lapse in judgment.
I made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment.
He's a little kid, man. Leave Muhammad alone. Leave Hassan X Muhammad alone, man. He's a little kid.
Expect to be forgiven. I'm just here to apologize.
Watch out, Muhammad. ICE is coming for you. The incident amplifies. Oh, this is what amplifies existing tensions in Minnesota. What about existing tensions in Venezuela, where ICE operations have recently increased? What about these military operations in Venezuela, especially in communities with large immigrant populations? Foolishness, man. And this is what he wants you to focus on. So this is what people are seeing in the news, and they're getting more. And in that mindset, we got to get this. There's a bunch of clips of why they got to get Somalians out of here. I saw this video. This dude was working in some type of factory, and he was saying they were washing it, just doing all types of nasty shit. Why didn't you blow the trumpet long before? Why are you doing it around this time? This is what makes you illegitimate. I want to believe anything anybody says about Somalians in this time right now, especially when it's on the news. It's all propaganda at this point. And this is how you know, but it's funny how this is that double tongue. You point the finger about what they're doing and this, that, and the third. And the same thing they're accused of being pirates and things like that. That's exactly what he's doing. And he did that. Look at the timing. He's conquering this this tanker in this time. As the rhetoric started to change over to the Somalians, now he's doing piracy missions in Venezuela.
Targeting Somali people means that due process will be violated, mistakes will be made. And let's be clear, it means that American citizens will be detained for no other reason than the fact that they look like they are Somali.
All right, they laying it on thick. But the real issue is what they're not telling you. And that's how you gotta understand how this devil speaks. He's a four-tongued demon. Okay. Now, where was I? Oh, this is him. This is how he took it over. You know, he sends his hitmen. They come up in the helicopter. They jump out. $100 million, $200 million. How much you think these soldiers get paid? They get like 30K a year. He pays for their food and everything. Oh man, these people are so. That's why, you know, you get a military, you can hit licks like this, $100 million licks. This is bad camera footage, but maybe I can find something different. But hey, that's hitting a lick, man. That's a military lick, man. Massive oil tanker off Venezuela. It's probably even more than $200 million, and that's why he did it.
Apply pressure onto Maduro. Administration's effort to apply pressure onto Maduro, who President Trump just yesterday in an interview with Politico said his days are numbered. Take a listen specifically to what the president just said about this now.
As you probably know, we've just seized a tanker on the coast of Venezuela, a large tanker, very large. Largest one ever seized, actually. And
the largest one ever seized, man. You know, because it's so funny because, you know, he got the suit and the tie, so he looked like, you know, he could do no wrong, right? You put a hoodie on him, you know, a champ hoodie on with the cone at the top and a Pooh Shiesty mask on it. That's what he looks like through the spirit, man. Some glasses on, you know, because that's exactly what they're doing. But in his case, he done talk so much shit about Venezuela that this looks like ain't nothing wrong with that. Those drug boats he blowing up, hey, it is what it is, man. And this is why we're going to be coming in the times we're coming in. You think this is going to last forever? You think you're just going to be robbing, stealing, and no consequences? That's only pride will make you think that, oh, I'm so above, no one can take me down. I can literally get on camera and confess to this wickedness, and nothing's going to happen to me. The scriptures tell you in the book of Exodus, the 20th chapter. Let me grab it. Because what's the point of serving the Lord if he ain't going to do anything about it, right? These are just words on paper. It's the book of Exodus 20 in verse 15. Thou shalt not steal. Very simple. So that's a commandment that's broken. What's the consequences of that? To him, who can stop him? Who can make war with him? Nobody. But the Lord can. That's the variable no one's thinking about. Revelation 13 and verse 4. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast. And they worshiped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? And that's nobody. The Lord has set him up, put him up on this level for him to get all the glory. Even though he's going to be using the Russians to dash him to pieces, but there's going to be a point where they're going to try to all fight up against the Lamb. All these heathen nations. Let's see what he says.
Other things are happening. Just one ever seized, actually. Large tanker, very large. Largest one ever seized, actually. And other things are happening, so you'll be seeing that later, and you'll be talking about that later with some other people.
Other things are happening. You'll see that later, and oh my gosh, yeah, it's so funny. I love it.
Seeing that later, and you'll be talking about that later with some other people.
You'll be talking about that later with some other people.
Now, the president was also asked what's going to happen to this tanker now that it's been seized. He says, we keep it, I guess, and did not offer very much details about why they took it. We know from our reporting some suggestions as to why they took it, but still.
You can't figure it out, Becky? You don't understand why he took it? Oh man, you're so dumb.
Would amount to an escalation in this campaign against Venezuela. We have seen, of course, the strikes off the coast aimed at alleged drug trafficking boats. The president has teased potential land action, but this is the first of its kind that we've seen of seizing an oil tanker that allegedly belongs to the country of Venezuela. Liz?
And Olivia, during this...
It allegedly belongs to the country of Venezuela. So you don't even know who this vessel belongs to. You just took it? Come on, man.
Press conference of sorts. The president answered a lot of questions about a lot of different topics, including the Warner Brothers sale. What did he say about that, and specifically CNN?
Well, the president said he has not been involved in the sale thus far, which was quite notable because there is a lot of reporting that would suggest that he has had conversations with the potential buyers, which would include Netflix and Paramount Skydance, which I should note is our parent company. But CNN is an entity of Warner Brothers Media, and the president has made no bones about his feelings about CNN. He's made it very public how he feels about that network, very negatively he feels. Take a listen to what he said, though, about what should happen to CNN in the event of a media buyout.
What changes do you want to see at CNN under new
Well, I'm not involved in that. I will be probably involved, maybe involved in the decision. It depends. You have some good companies bidding on it. I think the people that have run CNN for the last long period of time are a disgrace. I think it's imperative that CNN be sold, because you certainly wouldn't want to put people, just leave those people with some money, good money, and CNN, so that, you know, they can spend even more money spreading poison, because it's lies. It's a disgrace. So I wouldn't want to see the same company end up with CNN, the same company with money, because right now they don't have too much money, but they have value, I guess, based on the bids. So they've got value. But I think CNN should be sold, because I think the people that are running CNN right now are either corrupt or incompetent.
I don't know, man. I don't know about Warner, but I didn't know he had power to even control that. What's this? Video shows neo-Nazi group marching through Little Rock. Who cares? Let them march.
Many frustrated and in fear after the...
Leave these men alone. Let them march. Let them do their flags. What are you bothering them for?
Group marched at two of the city's most symbolic locations. Tanya Moderzitsky looked...
These are good Americans over here. They're not doing anything wrong. Get the hell out of here.
...into how demonstration was allowed to happen, and shares how the community is responding.
A small group of more than 20 white supremacists marched the streets of the Little...
How do you know they're white? I see black and red. I don't see any white people here.
Rock Capitol.
Nobody wants to know that Nazis are coming to their town.
And in front of Little Rock Central High School.
I don't think many people felt safe this weekend.
Do you feel safer if they don't wear the flag and don't wear those clothes and they just put on suits and ties and walk through your neighborhood and smile in your face and say, "Good morning"? Would that make you feel better? You fools. They're all around you. This whole country hates your ass, you dumbasses.
Representative Denise Ennett says was a reminder of history.
The Little Rock Nine.
Oh, it was a reminder of history. Good. Good. That's what you should be reminded. Ain't nothing changed.
Almost 70 years ago, these 9 brave souls.
So it wasn't that long ago.
Went in to integrate Central High.
The Blood Tribe, who demonstrated on
There's no integrating. Be holy. Be separated.
Saturday, did not have a permit with the city or Capitol Police. By law, if they...
Oh, hold on. No, they're violating their laws now. You're not holding a permit. You need a permit to do things like that. If you're going to do this, at least have a permit. So if this is illegal, I denounce it.
Stayed on sidewalks and kept it moving. No permit is legally required. We also reached out to Governor Sarah Huckabee's office. Her spokesperson said in a statement, "Racism has no place in Arkansas, and I condemn this vile protest." Little Rock police say they monitored the situation.
It has no place in Arkansas. Arkansas is probably one of the most racist places I ever heard of in my life. All that down south bullshit, all of them are racist, man. Where the hell is Arkansas at? Little Rock, Arkansas. Of course, what else do they have to do? They ain't got Kansas. Let's look at a map. Next to Mississippi, of course they, come on, man. You people over there, man, you can't be that serious, man. All of these states I would think would be racist as hell. Arkansas, come on. It's in between Oklahoma and Mississippi, man. Louisiana and Missouri, oh, man. Oh, man. It's under that southern border. It's that line right here, that Virginia. Once you pass Virginia, man, that's probably, it don't get more racist than that, man. Atlanta, Alabama, I wouldn't want to get pulled over in these areas. Arkansas, you like acting like surprised that they're doing this. You people are out of your mind, man. Out of your damn mind.
And cited a member of the group who was driving the moving truck hauling the group. Little Rock chapter of the NAACP President Marie Hollowell says Arkansas needs stricter hate crime laws.
We cannot continue to cause this division. We cannot continue to promote hate.
And it says in 2020...
What do you want them to do? Maybe y'all should integrate more, is what you're saying? I wonder what she wants. What do you want them to do? Yeah, won't they integrate you right into hanging up in a tree somewhere? Since you want to integrate so much.
During her first term as state representative, there was discussion of hate crime laws.
I remember that bill like it was yesterday. That bill was highly debated.
But she voted against it because it excluded certain groups of people. She says that bill did not go anywhere, but hopes if it's presented again during the next session, she gets to include every group impacted by hate crimes and is reminding constituents to be vigilant.
It takes a village. It takes people like you and me to call out this nonsense.
I'm calling it out. You're an idiot. How do you think they got all this land, you fool?
Tanya Moderzitsky reporting now. The Little Rock School District and the Little Rock Mayor did not give any comment tonight on that demonstration.
Hey, man, let them demonstrate. I'm glad they're demonstrating like that. Amos chapter 1, verse 11. Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. So he's always going to have this wrath. It hasn't changed. Okay? You always want to help Esau out and make sure he's good. Esau he's done. All right? And I hope the Lord give me the spirit so I can get his ass. I want to put fetters on his feet. Okay? lock his ass up for breaking the laws in righteousness, of course. He's had a perpetual hatred for the nation of Israel. That's who his brother is. He don't like his own brother. He don't like you. And did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever. This is Amos. This is in the Old Testament. We're still seeing his perpetual hatred today. It's never going to change. Ezekiel 36. And where are you? Ezekiel 36. That's at the top. Also, thou son of man, prophesy unto the mountains of Israel. Say, ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because the enemy have said against you, aha, even the ancient high places are ours in possession. So they're laughing at you. They have your land, and you over here fighting for equality in a land that's going to be destroyed because you lack understanding. Ezekiel 36:3. Therefore prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because they have made you desolate and swallowed you up on every side, that ye might be a possession unto the residue of the heathen, and ye are taken up in the lips of talkers, and are in infamy of the people. So you're famously known for being a disgrace amongst the heathen, and you want it to continue that way. You don't want to rule. You want wickedness to thrive. When you want to hold hands with Esau, it's because you want to hold hands with wickedness. Let me see if this is in the book of Proverbs, the 16th chapter that I'm thinking about. Proverbs 16. And 16 and... No, that's not it. Let me look it up. It might be I can't think of a precept right now. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished. Proverbs 11. Verse 21, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. So you can hold hands with him, and he's still not going to be unpunished. You might just get punished with him. Ezekiel 36:4, therefore ye mountains of Israel, hear the word of the Lord Yahweh. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh to the mountains, and to the hills, and to the rivers, and to the valleys, to the desolate wastes, and to the cities that are forsaken, which became a prey, in derision to the residue of the heathen that are round about. Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, and against all Idumea, which is the Greek way of saying Edom, which have appointed my land into their possession, with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds to cast it out for a prey. And you know what? I want to look up Ezekiel 36:5, because to put this word Idumea here in the Old Testament, when this is a new Greek term, shows you that he's tampering with the scriptures. Okay. I just want to look it up. I want to see what. I want to see what the chat has to say about this word Idumea being used in the Old Testament. Why is the word Idumea being used in the Old Testament if it is a Greek word? Let's see what chat says about that. Great question, and this is one of those points GMS often teaches because it clears up confusion about Idumea/Edom and how certain words show up in the KJV. Let's break it down. Why is Idumea in the Old Testament if it's a Greek word? Because the King James translators sometimes use Greek/Latin forms of Hebrew names even in the Old Testament passages instead of always using the original Hebrew word. The original Hebrew word in Ezekiel 36:5 is not Idumea. It is Edom. Idumea is simply the Greek/Latin form of Edom used by translators. Let's prove it. I don't need to prove it. Why did they do that? KJV uses angelicized Greek/Latin forms for some names. Examples: Egypt in the Old Testament. Hebrew is Mizraim, true. Syria, Hebrew is Aram, true. Ethiopia, Hebrew is Cush, right. Jesus in the New Testament, Greek form of the Hebrew Yahushai, right. Translators used the names that were familiar to the English world of that time. Bullshit. Bullshit. Actually, the letter J was created in 1524. The 1611 came out after that, so that makes sense. Idumea was the name commonly used during the Greek and Roman periods, even though Ezekiel is before Greece and Rome. By the time the translators made the KJV, historians, Josephus, etc., Greek writings, Latin writings, all use Idumea as a name for Edom. So the KJV sometimes reflects post-biblical Greco-Roman naming conventions, okay? It does not mean Greece existed in Ezekiel's time. It simply means the English Bible uses later names for ancient places. The Hebrew manuscripts still say Edom. Right. The use of Idumea in Ezekiel 36:5 is a translation choice, not the original word. Hebrew manuscripts say Edom, meaning the people of Esau, the same nation that Yahushua will judge. The translators use a Greek/Latin style name the same way they use Egypt instead of Mizraim, Syria instead of Aram, Ethiopia instead of Cush, so Edom is equal to Idumea. All right, so I guess they didn't add to the scriptures there, even though they do add to the scriptures. But let's keep going. Ezekiel 36:6. Prophesy therefore concerning the land of Israel, and say unto the mountains, and to the hills, to the rivers, and to the valleys. No, that's not what I'm looking for. I think it's Ezekiel 35. I was in the wrong precept. Ezekiel 35. And in 5. It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. So go ahead, let them march, let them do what they got to do. Let them do what they got to do, man. I'm all for them. Okay. Where is it? So that's done. They out of here. What's this? U.S. to require tourist social media history. Let me look at this.
Welcome back. In tonight's Spotlight, the Trump administration says it could soon require visitors to submit 5 years of social media history. And if they find something that they don't like, well, you could be barred from entering the U.S. Right.
So there you go, man. They can go into your social media. I don't know what law that breaks, but that doesn't sound constitutionally sound. I mean, I guess if you're coming from a foreign country, you're not bound by the laws of the U.S. Constitution. So they would be able to do that. But now that he's trying to take away, there's a lot of things going on to where I can see it being used upon other people, the people that actually been here, to determine if you belong here or if they should ship you out with the other people. Because that's the times we're coming into, man. You know, where these laws are going to be the draconian laws, okay, that is going to affect everybody. So there's going to be a gray area on what is a so-called American. It's going to be whatever he deems is. And if you look what he's doing with CNN, oh, that's fake. He determines if something's real or fake, not the actual proof. He's going to tell you what's real and fake. That's draconian. That's totalitarian. That's authoritarian. Whatever these words he uses. Ultimately, I like to use what the Bible says, man. He's coming down with great wrath because he knows he got a short time left. That's the best way to explain it. And he's going to manipulate the laws to accomplish his goal. But it's going to fail. But you got to be prepared for these things. You can't be like the Somalian little boy who said something, and you got to stand on what you believe in. Ultimately, it tells you in the book of Mark, the 8th chapter, if you offended in Yahushua, then let me grab it. Mark 8, verse 38. Whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation, of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed when he cometh in the glory of his Father with the holy angels. You don't want to be found ashamed of the Lord, because he's going to be found ashamed of you, and you ain't going to be protected in that time, and you're going to need him the most. You're going to need him the most, man. Matthew 10, verse 32, whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven. So it's a fair and equal exchange. You offended in Yahushua, he going to be offended at you when he's talking to the Father. Luke 19, verse 26, for I say unto you that unto everyone which have shall be given, and for him that have not, even that he have shall be taken away from him. So whatever you have, he'll take that away from you. Whatever knowledge you have of the Lord, any oil, that oil will be taken away from you. That Spirit, the Holy Spirit, will be taken away from you. And he's going to give it to somebody that's better than you, who wants it more than you. Ultimately, it's going to be the elect. Whatever little bit you think you have, that's going to be snatched away from you. But the elect, they're going to get stronger and stronger while you get weaker and weaker. Like it tells you in the book of 2 Samuel. And you can clearly see it today. These things are happening in real time. 2 Samuel 3, verse 1. Now there was a long war between the house of Saul and the house of David. But David waxed stronger and stronger, and the house of Saul waxed weaker and weaker. So they had the oil, then they lost it. And then what happened to Saul at the end? He fell on the sword. So you're gonna have that same experience. But the elect, they're gonna have that sure mercies of David. Job 17:9, the righteous also shall hold on his way, and he that have clean hands, which are the elect, shall be stronger and stronger. So you're gonna get better and better. As things start to increase, you're going to be waxing stronger and stronger. Psalms 84:7, they go from strength to strength. Every one of them in Zion appeareth before the Heavenly Father. For the Lord God is a sun and shield. The Lord will give grace and glory. No good thing will he withhold from them that walk uprightly. No good thing will he withhold from them that walk uprightly. And that's the elect. And that was Psalms 84:11, Proverbs 4:18. But the path of the just is as the shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day. And that's when you get changed. The elect are going to walk into, they're going to be changed and made perfect. Proverbs 14, verse 16, a wise man feareth and departeth from evil, but the fool rageth and is confident. Isaiah 35:8, and an highway shall be there, and a way, and it shall be called the way of holiness. The unclean shall not pass over it, but it shall be for those, the wayfaring men. Thou fools shall not err therein. No lion shall be there, nor any ravenous beast shall go up thereon. It shall not be found there, but the redeemed shall walk there, and the ransomed of the Lord shall return and come to Zion with songs and everlasting joy upon their heads. They shall obtain joy and gladness, and sorrow and sighing shall flee away, because we're going to be crowned righteous from the Lord, Yahushua, not everyone. 1 Peter 1:5, who are kept by the power of God through faith unto salvation, ready to be revealed in the last time. Come on, man. It's very simple. That's the elect. 1 John 2, verse 19, they went out from us, but they were not of us. For if they had been of us, they would no doubt have continued with us, but they went out that they might be made manifest that they were not all of us. Now this is going into apostasy. Okay, now you might have brothers, they might have been in your camp and then left. But if they continue to do the work and they continue to strive for the truth unto death, then hey, it's been made manifest that it's not that they against you. The Lord had them go a different route. But these men that are teaching different doctrines, they're making it manifest that they never was with you. They didn't believe in your doctrine. They were never your buddy. So they had to go and perform this wicked work to manifest that they were not with you. Ultimately, that they were not with Yahushua. Genesis 20:5 said, "He not unto me, she is my sister." And this is it. That was it. I just want to see what other precepts they had. Be stronger and stronger. Isaiah 40:29, He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might, He increaseth strength. Even the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. So the Lord increaseth you your strength. He gonna the elect are gonna wax stronger and stronger and stronger to the point where they change, and they gonna be even stronger than any physical capability. They gonna have spiritual power. Okay. 2 Corinthians 12:9, and He said unto me, My grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Hamashiach may rest upon me. Therefore, I take pleasure in infirmities, in reproaches, in necessities, in persecutions, in distresses for Hamashiach's sake. For when I am weak, then I am strong. So it's things that we endure. Okay, ultimately, we're made perfect in weakness. Okay, so the things that we have to go through, being in these bodies, is making the Lord is working on our spirit, so He's perfecting us. Okay, we can glory in what the Lord is putting us through, building up our faith, having us believe and trust in Him even more, because the afflictions that we're going to go through, ultimately all the way up into make it on the chariots, Lord, will we a part of that number, were all tests that were to build your faith up so you can endure in more afflictions and have that perfect faith that you needed to get through the fire. And He's going to bring it out of you. Okay.
Now, citizens from countries in the visa waiver program, including the UK, Germany, and Australia, have to register online and pay $40 before they're approved to travel to the U.S. for up to 90 days. But according to the federal registrar, the new rule would not only require applicants to share their social media accounts, but also undergo a more detailed examination of their history, including the names of family members, where they lived, and submit a selfie in their application. So for more on all this, I want to
wow, man. And then he probably going to have a whole database. How do you even submit 5 years of you must have to sign some paperwork, and then they'll get it from Apple or whatever, which they store. But you got to give them permission. I can see them, however they're going to do it, they're going to have some form of a database. And because that's what all this is coming to. Is ultimately, soon they're going to be telling some of these immigrants, you got to get the MOTB if you want to come into this country.
Bring in Rosanna Berardi to break all this down. She's a managing partner at the Berardi Immigration Law Firm. And Rosanna, first, thank you so much for your time. But listen, I suppose, first off, I mean, do you see any merit to potential legal challenges of these new reviews?
Well, Alex, thanks for having me. There may be some legal challenges. However, it's a dicey issue. It seems like there are major First Amendment and privacy concerns here, but the U.S. Constitution and the Supreme Court have clearly held that foreign nationals entering the U.S. don't have the same right to privacy that U.S. citizens do. So this is
that makes sense.
In the Federal Register. I would not be surprised if it went into effect in the new year.
I can see them also passing these laws on you immigrants first, before they rally it around to you Americans. Y'all are gonna agree on all these policies and give up more of your rights so you can feel more safe. And they're gonna be doing all these things, and all these laws are gonna come back in a roundabout ways. Some black swan event, and you're going to sign up to have these same things done to you. Oh, man, you people are so dumb, man. And you got to thank the Lord for giving us this word, because even though you might get hated, you might not like it, it's going to comfort you, because you can understand as we get closer to the end, these people are going to be lining up to get something that's going to destroy them. And you're going to have the spirit to be like, nah, I'm not going to follow a multitude to do evil. Because you're going to see how, just like the jab shot, you see how these beasts were lined up to get the jab. They're going to be lined up to get the mark too. To get branded like horses. The stigma. Because that's what they are. They lack understanding. And there's going to be a separation soon. There's a separation every single day if you have discernment, but it's going to be more of a separation to the point where you're going to know who is who through the Spirit. Okay, the Lord's not dealing with him. Okay, he may or may not be dealing with him, but in some brothers you're going to see it's clear as day that the Lord's dealing with him. You're going to know who the Lord's elect are. Because in the times that's coming, there's going to be no other option but the Lord. And if you're being able to eat, you're being able to drink, the Lord, you're prospering in your walk. That's the Lord manifesting that you may or may not be his elect, and your faith is going to be built the hell up. Especially when nobody's eating, nobody's drinking. People are dying on your left hand and on your right, but you're still standing tall. Why wouldn't your faith be built up?
Well, I'm curious, is the concept of scrutinizing socials completely new? I mean, certainly, you think about like the hiring process for many jobs, and they might look at, what you post on Instagram or what you've tweeted recently. But from federal institutions, is that new?
Well, it's not brand new. For visa applicants, people needing to go to the U.S. consulate and embassy worldwide, the government's been requiring social media history for several years. But the point of the visa waiver program through ESTA is to reward people from countries that have a great track record of, non-criminals and not entering the U.S. unlawfully. This flies in the face.
Man, who's that? Bunch of Europeans. That's what I would think.
Of the whole intent.
Because who else would that be?
Of this ESTA program, because it's treating every ESTA applicant like a visa applicant and asking for a ton of information.
One of the other things, and I recognize that I'm probably asking you to look into a crystal ball here, but what do you think CBP would be looking for? What would determine what's acceptable and what's not?
So I think they're looking for individuals that may be involved in government propaganda or anti-U.S. sentiment. The concern that I have is who's going to decide what's offensive, what's inappropriate. Is it going to be an algorithm? Is it going to be a human? Going back to Facebook 5 years.
It's definitely going to be an algorithm. They're already using it for schools applications. You put in an application to go to school, it's going into they're using AI to determine if you should go to that school or not. So why wouldn't they apply that same use and do it with immigration too?
I mean, you think of what a kid 20 years old is posting versus a kid that's 25 could be very different. I don't know what I posted 5 years ago, let alone 5 weeks ago. So I'm just concerned with the breadth of this, and also asking people for 10 years of their email addresses. That would be a tough one for me as well.
Yeah, it would be. It'd be tough for me too. Well, and so, Rosanna, I'm curious: should Americans traveling abroad, be worried or even expect some retaliatory measures from some of these countries?
Well, I wouldn't think so. You might get.
Yeah, because y'all are so great over here. Meanwhile, you send deportees to these other places in the world, and they bring that American mindset. You got Bloods and Crips in Haiti, all over the world, different Caribbean countries. That's like a worldwide thing. He produced that here in Babylon. So you go and you leave here, you're bringing Christianity with you. You got all black nations worshiping white gods to the point where they want to bleach their skin to look like the image of the God that they believe in. This place is crazy, man. It's like, it's very hypocritical.
Some snarky comments here and there. Listen, entering anywhere right now, the security, no matter whether you're in France or the US, the security has really been elevated in the last few years. It leaves a sour taste in the mouth of many individuals, but this is part of the messaging from the administration. We've seen it from day one when the administration issued an executive order stating we need to protect our country and do a better job of who's coming in and out. First, they went after international students, then they went after H-1B foreign nationals. Now we've got ESTA. This is one piece of their enforcement puzzle. And remember, the big, beautiful bill gave ICE and CBP billions of dollars. And we're really seeing this come together at the end of this year.
Yeah. Well, and I want to shift for a second while I have you. The president today also unveiled his immigration gold card, claiming that it's, quote, better than a green card. What do we know about this?
Well, it's certainly interesting that on the same day we're talking about social media history, we're talking about selling green cards. But be that as it may, the Trump gold card is a green card. It gives someone permanent resident status, the ability to live and work in the U.S. The website is live for the cool price of $1 million, plus a non-refundable $15,000 processing fee. You may be eligible for a green card. Now, this just went live today. You got to give it to the president. He's always trying to make money and selling things. I've been practicing immigration law for 20 years.
You buy that shit from off him, then the next administration comes in and does the same shit this nigga's doing right now with the people that the last administration brought into this country. You can't trust this devil, man.
9 years. This really has never been the spirit and the intent of our immigration law, and it is incredibly difficult to obtain a green card. But I'll tell you, there's a need, and I will not be surprised if many, many people pursue this. We're definitely going to take a deeper look at it. But essentially, if you have $1 million and you are the right type of applicant, you may be able to get yourself and your family members a green card.
If I just had $1 million just laying around. And I think also there are going to be questions about, well, what happens whenever there's a change in the administration? How do these hold up? But I appreciate your reflections, Rosanna Berardi. Thank you so much.
It's crazy bullshit, man. It's bullshit. Got one more video. I think, is this? No, that's pretty much it, man. But that's the times we getting into, man. Can't trust this nigga. He gonna have it where that totalitarian state's coming, man. Going to second Address 16. Let me go there, as a matter of fact. Where he pretty much tells you that a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. You're gonna need all forms of ID to do this and do that. That's the times that we're headed into. And we're almost in 2026, 31 days. And we'll be in that time. And then next year is going to be a lot of things. It's going to move quick. This year moved fast, and he hypersonic speed wrote a lot of stuff. And we're going to it's going to manifest a lot of the things that he was doing. Because if you ain't watching what's going on, man, this is going to catch you off guard. That might be second Address, the 15th chapter. Second Address 15. And I think you start at 14. Nope, 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Let's go this. Let's look this up. Copy. prophecy of martial law and total lockdowns. The verse is one of the clearest prophecies in the Apocrypha about civil collapse, government control, and travel restriction. When society breaks down, governments step in with military force to control populations. And this is a form of control, who's coming in and out. Let me look at your 5-year history. Let me get into your emails. Let us track you. Let us, whatever. Now, they said it was, immigration and stuff, but they might be trying to implement certain things that they want to put things into practice, and they got a test case group that they can work on first before they implement it to everyone else. Just like before they bring out some type of a medication, they have a test size of people that volunteer, they'll practice on mice and rats and things like that. This is sort of like that. They're gonna test it out on them, iron out the kinks, and then implement it on a much larger scale. So when you see these things being implemented, you can think microscopically, but you got to think macroscopically too. And it all lines up with the scriptures. 2 Edges 15 and 17 shows that a man shall desire to go into a city. In the last days, people will want to move from one area to another for food, safety, medical care, to escape violence, or to reach family, but they won't be able. Why? And shall not be able, because the authorities will shut down movement between cities. This includes military checkpoints, travel bans, city quarantines, National Guard / FEMA control, ID verification, papers, curfews, state borders controlled. This is prophecy of martial law, which GMS often teaches when going into 2 Edges 15. Civil unrest and martial laws, 2 Edges 15, 14 through 16. Sedition among men, cities troubled, houses spoiled, Isaiah 24 and 10. Cities broken down, gates smitten with destruction, Amos 8 and 11 through 12. Men shall wander seeking the word, but won't find it. Travel restrictions included. Luke 21 and 20, they use the famine of the word as travel. I never heard that before. Men shall wander seeking the word. Travel restriction included. But I can see that though. During that time, you in order to get on the internet, you might have to have a MOTB, some type of digital ID. There's nothing wrong with having a digital ID, but when you got to take this ID and put it in your right hand on your forehead, you got to draw the line somewhere. Government clampdowns, Daniel 12 and 1, a time of trouble such as never was. So these are prophecies that haven't been fulfilled yet. Revelation 13, 16 through 17, control over buying, selling, and movement. Job 20, verse 22, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. That's right. So there's plenty of precepts that link up with this idea of having a totalitarian government or some form of martial law. Okay, but these are the beginnings of it. They're not just going to implement it. They're going to slowly perfect it so they have more of a success rate when they actually implement it, just like the jab shot. Now they have the infrastructure in place in case they need to lock this place down and restrict. They know what that looks like, how they can get you to do what they want you to do. They've already run it. And if they run a pandemic again, they can they'll be more successful with the second one, especially if it's more lethal this time. They have plenty of movies of things being locked down. You got to sanitize things you're ordering off. I forgot what movie this was, but there was this one guy, he was immune to a disease. Everyone was locked down. He was riding his bike in a rich neighborhood, delivering like Amazon packages, but no one could. He used to have to put it into this container. It would spray it, and then it would go into the house, and then they would use it, because whoever would contaminate it, they would have to go into quarantine, and they had all these tracking devices on them to see if they were infected or not. So there's all types of hell that, is down the pike. And in order to escape all this, we got to be we gotta trust in the Lord, man. And we gotta see what's going on. And hopefully the Lord give you the spirit on what to do in that time. Keyword definitions. 2 Corinthians 15 and 17 is end time prophecy, showing that as the world collapses into sedition and famine, military lockdowns will prevent people from traveling freely. Cities will become isolated, guarded, and dangerous. This is part of the Lord bringing judgment on Babylon and the whole earth. But I'm going to end it here. Lord's will, this was edifying. Shalom.